Okay, so quick, maybe not quick, video on websites. I believe a website is paramount. It's where you get most of your business. We got a homepage, about us, photo gallery of various weddings, barn weddings, graduation parties, festivals, frequently asked questions, which will answer a lot of the questions that come up that you can just, people will hopefully see them here before they call you and waste your time. A rental contract so they can see it before. Contact us, get a quote. We can fill out all the information, get a quote, and we'll respond to them within a few hours. Rental catalog, every single item that we have. If you click on actual rental catalog, it brings you to a page with all the categories. We'll just start at the top. Sorry, this is all on a computer. I don't know how to do the screen capture thing and record over yet. So just got my camera set up filming my computer screen. Right now we got luxury restroom trailers as our top thing because we want those to go out. We only got one of them right now. Actually, this needs to be changed. We have a 4-unit only for $1,000. Then the next most important thing is pole tents. Then it shows all of our pole tents: 20 by 20, 20 by 30, 20 by 40, 30 by 40, 30 by 60, 40 by 40, 40 by 60, 40 by 80, 40 by 100. We can go larger, just keep adding sections. The largest we did so far is a 40 by 140. But on the website, really we like to do 40 by 100s and leave it at that. And then sidewalls, solid and window. And I already made a video about buying solid sidewalls versus window sidewalls, so go check that out. Next is frame tents. We don't do a lot of frame tents. They're just kind of a hassle, but we got 10 by 10s, 15 by 15, 20 by 20s, 20 by 30s, 20 by 40s, and then this was new this past year, 30 by 60, which can also be a 30 by 45 and a 30 by 30. Now the frame tents are taller, so the window walls are 8 foot tall, and we got those. All the walls are 8 foot tall, so we got those and the prices for those. Then tent accessories. We got center pole covers for someone who wants to cover up the aluminum. We got those. Leg drapes. We can do custom, just get in fabric and make it. Side pole covers to cover up the aluminum. Decorative center pole arms so that you can hang lights or flowers or other decorations from the center poles. This generator, we don't actually own the generators, we just subrent them from someone else. Lighting, very important. Lighting goes out with nearly every tent. Your basic perimeter lighting that goes around the inside perimeter, lights up most of the tent, and then the fancy Italian bistro lighting, and then a dimmer to, it doesn't get any bigger. There's a dimmer to control the lighting. Chairs. This is a new chair, and so it's at the top because I want to get it out. It's a fancy, it's called the king chair. We call them throne chairs for the bride and groom, or we've been renting them out as like just single as like sweet 16 or bridal shower things. And then the Chiavari chairs are near the top because we want people to see them, get them out. Right now we own the mahogany and the gold. We don't own the silver yet. Just it's on the website to see if people want it or not. This is your basic chair. This goes out all the time. Basic chair, rent it out for $1 a piece. This is your mid-grade chair. Goes out to a lot of weddings or that are trying to save some money, or graduation parties that want to look a little fancier. And then here's your basic wedding chair. Goes out for most weddings. And then from there we get a little fancier. A wood chair, because in our area we got a lot of barns and rustic weddings. A natural wood chair for the same thing, barn and rustic weddings. We just added this because a lot of people call and ask for this. Not a lot, usually less than 100 for like a cocktail party or something. And then we just added these benches last year to go with our farm tables. Now the tables. The farm table's up top. It's the most expensive table, but I want people to see it. We rent it out for $90. It's about $5.50 to buy. Goes out to a lot of barns and a lot of rustic weddings. Rustic is big right now. I own like 20 wine barrels, and we want to get them out, so I want them everywhere. I want people to see that you can just use them as tables, not just decoration. You can use them as a bar, so we rent out 2 tables, or 2 wine barrels and a table to go across as a bar or a gift table, or a lot of people use it as a dessert table. We've got rustic bars, steel bars, copper bars. This one, it's a bottle cap bar. I haven't made it yet. I just wanted to see if people wanted it. One person wanted it. And then to your basics, 6-foot table, 8-foot table. Then we've got this new 8-foot by 48-inch king's table. It's much wider than a standard 30-inch table. Perfect for family style service. Family style service is getting big. There's a lot of brides want their guests to feel like they're just eating dinner at home with their family, and all the food is on the center of the table. So it needs to be wider so you can get all those decorations and food. And then basic round tables, your 4-foot, 5-foot, 6-foot. And then cocktail tables can be tall or table height. I made this. I found some wine barrel tops on eBay, bought them, and then just bought the stands. That's gone out a few times. It's paid for itself by now. The fill and chill table, big thing. And I use this opportunity on the website because I get this question all the time. How many can it hold? So I put it right there. Holds up to 200 cans. And it's smaller version, holds up to 100 cans. It's used for chilling drinks and keeping food cool. So that eliminates a lot of phone calls asking, how much it holds. Farm tables, we just got a whole bunch of pictures so that people will see them in use and see what they look like. Linens, I'll do a whole nother video on linens because we don't own our linens, we just get them from a company. But we have them all here. There's a swatch you can click on to see the colors, and there's a helpful diagram to show you sizes, how they drop on round tables. Dance floor and staging. So this is the main dance floor we send out all the time. This is our indoor dance floor, and I'll do a whole video on those. Our staging, which is newer this year, I'll do a video on that. Then this we haven't got yet. This is I believe it's event deck, 4x4 floors. We get a lot of requests for doing dance floors outside, so I figured this would be good because if you put one of these outside and it rains on it, it's going to start to warp. So I figure if I have some sort of option, people will be happy. Then we got a whole page for rustic weddings just to show off like our rustic things. They're on other pages, but I just wanted one page to kind of show that we do this. Beverage and food service, it's kind of a big page. But we got bars, and then the wine barrel bar, and then all the other bars. And then this thing we haven't got or built it yet, but I figure this is a cool thing for a back bar. Put all your alcohol up here, all your glassware. That one's kind of cool. And then there's this one. But no one's expressed interest in them yet. I use the website a lot as just a way to figure out if people want things. Convection oven. This is huge. This goes out. I own 3 of them. It goes out every weekend. The charcoal grill, not so huge. Goes out a few times this summer for one particular caterer. Propane grill, huge. I own 4 of them now, I think. Goes out every weekend. Refrigerators. Got huge this year. There's caterers who wanted them, so I bought them. I own 5 of them, and they go out every weekend, multiple times a weekend. Hot boxes. There's a college that rents hot boxes for me all the time, 10 at a time. Their school won't let them buy anything, so they got to rent. And 10 of them every weekend, just about. Coffee warmers. This is called a samovar, but it's basically just a chafing dish for coffee. You put your sterno down there and it keeps it hot without having cords. These 40 quart Stock pots go out a lot on July 4th for clam bakes, so we rent the stock pot and the basket for it separately. We got fill and chill tables again, regular chafing dishes, coolers. I would have never thought coolers would go out all the time, but they do. You pick them up at Walmart for $50, rent them out for $10 a piece. They go out all the time. Keg cooler, garbage cans. You wouldn't think it would go out that often, but I think I made $1,500 on garbage cans last year. A carafe for wine or water, tongs, serving spoons, various size ramekins for sauces or something. Insulated thermoses are going out a lot now. Various, serving platters, glass. And then these don't go out that often. The creamer and the sugar thing, but someone needed it, so we got it. Then arches. I've only got 2 arches. I got a rustic looking one and a white one, and they're the same, just different colors. And the cost is the same to buy, but I charge $75 for the rustic and $50 for the white one. Heating and cooling. We got these like patio heaters. They don't go out that often, but they've made their money back. And then the propane that you need for each thing. This is the big tent heater. And then fans. Fans go out a lot. Event accessories. So we got a garment rack and the hangers, a butt depot, garbage cans again, then a garbage can cover to make it look nicer. These only ever went out once, and I just charged what it cost to buy them. And then another generator. Again, we don't own any of these. We just sub-rent them and charge a whole lot more than we rented for. Games are big. Never would have thought about it. We got Can Jam. That goes out all the time. This portable pool table, we don't have yet. I just wanted to gauge if anyone wanted it. I do own this arm wrestling table. I'm a fan of arm wrestling, so I got this. And it's gone out a few times. Not that much, but it has. Cornhole goes out every weekend. Get yourself one made. Get a few made. Human-sized beer pong. You just buy some red garbage cans from Ace, and it goes out all the time. And it's easy. You can use the garbage cans as garbage cans, but we don't. We just keep them as human-sized beer pong, so we don't have to clean them. Human-sized ladder ball. My friend made this. It hasn't gone out yet, but when it does, I'm just going to use his until I get enough demand for it. Then I'll make my own. And lawn darts with the rubber tip so it doesn't hurt anyone. Never gone out. I got it at a garage sale for like $10. Hasn't gone out ever. Dinnerware and flatware. All the various chargers that we got. And then we have our classic white collection. And instead of doing a line item for each one of these, they're all just 50 cents. And we just name them. We got a huge bowl for either serving or pasta or something. Serving things. Then we got another pattern which I bought from a restaurant. I got everything for cheap. They were going out of business. It's not that many. We can only do about 100, 125 people with that pattern. And then we got an ivory with gold band. I bought this from a company going out of business. And got these are all really cheap, and we have everything that's needed. And again, that's what is it? It's 50 cents a piece. Flatware, just regular stainless steel flatware at 50 cents a piece, and then the fancier gold at $1 a piece. Again, glass serving bowl, plate covers, ramekins, creamers and sugar bowls in both the white and the ivory. And then glassware. I have my glassware policy right up here. You can click on this and see all of them, and it tells you the sizes of them. And then there's each one individual too, so you can see what it is and the size, the ounces, all the way down to everything that we have. And then the last, vintage mismatched china. it got big, so I spent a whole winter going to every Salvation Army and Goodwill and thrift store and estate sale I could, and started buying up pieces. A lot of times I buy pieces for less than I rent them out for. We got vintage flatware. It's all like different dinner plates, salad plates, bread and butter, coffee cup and a saucer. We even have vintage water goblets, champagne flutes, and wine glasses. That's really all. I didn't want to get vintage rocks. It's really hard to find those kind of things, but you can easily find vintage mismatched champagne and water goblets and wine glasses. Like the champagne. Now they're not all vintage. They're just, some of them are just look odd. They're not all like 50 years old. And then when you go to Salvation Army, you find a lot of these, the creamers. So we got a bunch of those. Those go out all the time too. And then you also find a lot of large serving platters, and those go out too. So that's really the website. Now I just wanted to show you each kind of item, the top 10 items from categories. So right now we're in beverage and food service, and the convection oven. And this is since 2014. I've only had this program since 2014. Before that, I used Excel. So 2014 convection ovens made $39,000. The propane grill, $16,999. The refrigerator, $8,500. The chafing dishes, oh my God, $5,000 just on chafing dishes. The hot box, $4,000, $4,800. Fill and chill tables, see, it's big. $4,300 fill and chill tables. And the next one is chairs. Our biggest money maker is white padded, $121,900 since 2014. Brown folding chairs, $88,000. Fruitwood, $42,000. I didn't even own those in 2014. They're only like 3 years old. And the white non-padded, $29,800. The Chiavari are brand new. The gold ones are new this year. The gold ones have made $5,000 this past year. And the Chiavari mahogany have made $10,000 in 2 years. Then we get into the dinnerware. We'll just go down to the biggest money makers. Classic white plate, $22,000. Classic white, oh, that was the bread and butter. The dinner is $21,000. The salad one is $14,000. And then we get down to the dance floor, and just since 2014, it's made $55,000, but I was operating for about 5 years before that with it, so it's probably at least double. And then flatware. The biggest things are the stainless steel. $21,000 for dinner forks, $20,000 in dinner knives, $15,000 in salad forks, and $8,000 in spoons. And then frame tents. Biggest frame tents moneymaker is the 20 by 40. I only own 2 of them. $38,000 since 2014. 20 by 30, $20,000 since 2014. Now the 30 by 60 frame tent, I just got it last year. It's been out for $7,000 as a 30 by 60. As a 30 by 40, it's been $4,000. Oh, never mind, that was a different tent. As a 30 by 45, it's been out for $2,700. And as a 30 by 30, it's not been out at all. That tent can make a hole in all 3 of those sizes. And then games. Foosball table. I had a foosball table. I bought it for $100, rented it out for $95. Now it's in my basement. Human size beer pong, $200. We haven't had it that long. Cornhole. I had it for a few years. It's made $210. That's more than I paid for it. Can Jam, $265. That's way more than I paid for it. Now the generators, like I said, I don't own them. I just sub-rent them. But in total, I've made $1,700 off of the generators, and I've probably only spent less than $500 on glassware. The water goblet makes the most, $16,000. Wine glass, $13,000. Champagne, just about $7,000. Now the gold, all the gold since 2014. Actually, we've only had it 2 years, so $4,800 for the past 2 years. This stuff is just hardware. Sometimes another tent company might need something from us, so it's only $158. Heating and cooling. All right, so the heaters, heating and cooling propane. So the heaters need propane, and so does the convection oven and the grill. 40 pound propane tank has made me $13,000. I charge $50 per propane tank, 40 pound propane tank, and they don't use it all. So I'm getting about 3 uses out of it, but I'm filling it each time, and they're only using about a third of it. So they're paying me a full $50 and giving me back 2/3 of a tank. So I'm profiting like crazy. Tent heater, only $5,000. I hate tent heaters. That lava heater, the patio heater, $4,000. Okay, then we do charge for labor on like crazy things. Like sometimes we set up a customer's own tent. $5,400 since 2014 on setting up customers' tents. Chair setup, chair breakdown, all a little over $1,000. Lighting, Italian Beast for lighting, $46,946. And I can tell you, it basically pays for itself in 2 rentals. So this is nothing but pure profit. Perimeter lighting, $20,000. Same thing, pays for itself within 1 or 2 rentals. Linens, I don't really, my margin is 30%. I make 30% on it. So $177,000 has come in. What I made is about $53,000 on it. All the rest of it is my expenses. This right here was for tables for a specific place. I bought tables specifically for them and rented them to them for 2 years. So they paid for my rental. They paid for my cost of them, and then I started renting them out to other places. Miscellaneous. The white arch has made $1,200. The rustic one is brand new. It's made $450, so I don't think it's paid for itself yet. Pipe and drape, we're not big into pipe and drape. Since 2014, we've only made $3,500. I don't have a lot of it. Now some big money makers. Tents, 40 by 40, $15,000. 40 by 60, $24,000. 30 by 40, $28,000. 20 by 20, $35,000. 20 by 20 high arch, we use this for caterers, $36,000. 20 by 30, $41,000. 30 by 60, $42,000. 20 by 40, $44,000. 40 by 80, $57,000. 40 by 100, $78,000. Now this is not just one tent making all that. Like the 40 wides, I own 2 of them. The 30 by 60s, I own 2 of them. 20 by 40s, I own 3 or 4. 20 by 30s, I own 3 or 4. 20 by 20s, about 5. And 30 by 40s, 2 of them. So most of these are only on either 2 to 4 tents. Restroom trailer, we just got it last year in May, and it's made $20,000. Just about $3,000 less than it was to buy it. 32 by 60 sailcloth tent. We got into sailcloth tents. It just did not work out. People did not want it. It made $9,400 on it. It paid for itself, and then I sold it for $4,000. So I didn't lose money on it. 4x4 stage. I just got it this past year in the middle of summer. Bought it used. Bought it for $100 a panel. I rented it out for $50 a panel. I made $4,600 on it. I think I only spent $1,200 on it. And tables, biggest money maker, 8-foot tables, $84,000. I own about 120 of them. 5-foot round tables, $36,000. I own 62. 6-foot banquet tables, $29,000, and I own 60, I think. The farm table, $26,000, and that's been in 39 orders. Most of the people get 1 or 2 for the head table. There's been a few weddings that just get all of them. Tent accessories, window sidewalls, $61,000. I definitely did not spend that much on it. Solid, I have a whole video on window versus solid. $3,000. A center pole cover to make the center pole white or black or whatever color you want. $2,000. Okay, and then our vintage stuff. Can you see that? Yeah, vintage stuff, $4,400, and I've spent less than $1 on each item. And vintage glassware, $2,300, and again, less than $1 on each item. So that's all my tracking from 2014. Actually, let me show you the last thing. So all of these items have made me $1,828,053.67 since 2014. And that's just the rental items, not including delivery fees and other things like that.